Good morning to a brand new day. Time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.
Oh, that's awesome. Good morning, third graders. Happy Friday. Yes, it's finally Friday. I'm so excited. I'm excited to be here, to be with you, to support you as you become amazing thinkers, readers, and writers. And I'm really excited to get that opportunity to encourage you to find a book. Find a story that brings you joy, that you enjoy reading. This particular one, I'm going to have to just check it out and read about it. It's about a squirrel, a crazy squirrel, and I want to learn all about it. And I'm going to encourage you to check out a book by visiting your local library, your county library, your school library, or if you're here in Fresno Unified, jump on the Sora app and check out a book. The weekend is a great time to get into a good book and just something that's going to bring you a little joy this weekend. Okay, speaking of Sora, here in Fresno Unified, we have a little competition, a little friendly competition going on, but we love to track the number of minutes our students are spending reading books on Sora. And so this week, we tracked and added up all of the minutes at every single school site, and then we've been counting down the top 5 schools that have been reading books on Sora. We've added up all those minutes, and the school that had the most minutes on Sora, are you ready? Here it is. The top school this week was Heaton Elementary. So great job, Heaton. Did a wonderful job. So just keep checking out those books and reading, because the more you read, the better at reading you will become, and the more fun adventures you can experience. Okay, so speaking of fun, it's Friday, right? So I want to put in a little plug for our activity books here at PBS. We have them, they're free. All you need to do is send a note to the address that's popping up at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see at the very bottom there's even an email address. That's super easy. Let me know something that maybe you've been learning in class, something you've been enjoying about class, something you've been enjoying about PBS, or maybe you've got a great book that you've enjoyed and you just would love to share it, because I would love to hear about your favorite stories. And I'll make sure that I put a free activity book in the mail for you. All right, let's get started. I've got 3 things we're going to do today. We're going to talk about prefixes, we're going to look at related words, and then we're going to finish off with some root words. You ready to start? Okay, let's warm up those brains looking at those high frequency words. We've been practicing them all week. You guys want to race? Okay, here we go. You're going to do it at home. See if you can read them faster than me. Ready? Go. Always, about, am, after, again, and, all, another, also. Did you beat me? That's because you are rock stars. Great job, third grade. Okay, we have 2 of them today that we're going to focus on. We've got another, which is A-N-O-T-H-E-R, and then we have also A-L-S-O. Now, these are high frequency words. They're words that we come across often in our reading and writing. And as third graders, we should be using them in our writing. So let's use them in a sentence, and then maybe you can come up with some of your own sentences to use them. Here we go. Carlos likes playing baseball. And would you like scoop of ice cream? Okay, I know what this one is. Would you like another? Because I always like another scoop of ice cream. One is never enough, right? And Carlos also likes playing baseball. Excellent job. Wonder what kind of sentences you're going to come up with using this week's high frequency words. I'd love to hear about them. Okay, let's get started today. We're going to talk about prefixes, and we've been talking about them in the past. These are all ones that we have been practicing over the last few months. So there are 5 of them that we've been doing this week. We're going to talk about what those meanings are. Now, here's my question. Can prefixes stand all by themselves? Are they a word by themselves? I hear you. You are correct. No, they can't be by themselves. They have to attach themselves to a word. And so what we call those words are base words or root words. So base word is a word that stands alone. Let's look at what our base words are today. We have fold, appear, pay, build, and understand. So those words all stand all by themselves. They have their own meaning. But when we add a prefix to them, we can change the meaning. So let's look. We know what it means to fold a piece of paper. Now let's add the prefix un, which means not. So it's not fold. So what does it mean, or what's our word? Unfold, right? That we're taking that fold apart so that it's not folded anymore. Okay, how about appear? Okay, something appears, we're able to see it. Let's put the prefix dis, which means not. So it's not appearing. What's our word? Disappear. That means we can't see it anymore, right? Okay, pay, we're going to pay using our money. Now, pre means before. What's our word? Prepay. What does it mean to prepay? Well, we're paying before. Maybe we paid for our movie ticket before we went. Then we have build. All right, we're going to add re, which means again. So we're going to rebuild. We're building it again. And then our last one, understand. Let's add miss, which means wrong. Misunderstand. It means that we didn't understand. We had the wrong definition. We had a misunderstanding. It was wrong. All right, great. The second piece today that we're going to practice just quickly about is words that share a common root or base word are called related words. So these are words that in the middle of it, there's going to be that base word, that root word, and you're going to see it in all of the words. And I want you to be a detective and to find what it is. So let's look. We've got appearing, appearance, and disappear. Ooh, did you see what that base word is? Let's look. Appear, appearing, good. Appearance, do you see appear in there? And how about in disappear? Do you see the word appear? That's how they're all related. They share that base word, appear. Okay, so what does it look like when we go through and we practice it, maybe on a little worksheet? So here's a little practice for us. We've mentioned this a few times. Maybe we keep a list of all of our prefixes and what their meanings are so that we can reference them. It's a great strategy to use as we're reading if we can't quite remember what they are. So I have them up here in a chart that I can reference. I've listed all of my prefixes. And here what I do, I've got two sentences, and I want us to find the word that has a prefix, and then what does that word mean? So let's see if we can find it. Before my sister started kindergarten, she went to preschool. Do you see a word with a prefix? Yeah, right here, preschool. So the prefix is pre. What does pre mean? Let's look up at the top. What does it mean? Pre means before. So she went to school before school, right? So it means before school. Right? It's a preschool. Okay, let's try it again. I lost my copy of the story, so I needed to reprint it before class. Ooh, do you see it right here? Reprint. What's the prefix that's being used? Re, and what does re mean? Look up at the top. Re means again. So what did we have to do? We had to print again. Had to print it again, right? Excellent job. Okay, let's talk about those related words. Remember, we're looking for that common root or base word. Now here it says, related words have a common root or base word. Read each set of the words and circle the words that have a common root or base word. So we're looking for the ones that have that common root or base word. So what do we have? Alike, unlike, and click. Which ones are related? You got it. Alike and unlike, because they have like in there. Good. Pre-cook, pretty, and cooking. Ooh, I see cook and I see cook. So these two are related. Excellent. Halfway, unhappy, happily. Ooh, I see happy in these two right here. Now, I know that this Y turned to an I, so don't let that throw you off. Okay, here we go. Review, viewing, and voting. What do you see? View, view, and vote. Okay, so viewing and review both have view. Good. Let's look down here. Unlucky, cluck, and luckily. Okay, now this is kind of tricky because cluck, even though I see the word luck, cluck is its own word. It doesn't have a prefix or a suffix or anything that we can remove from it. So this one was really trying to trick us quite a bit. So unlucky and luckily both have the base word luck found in there. Cluck does not have a base word in there. So don't let that confuse you. Okay. Our last little bit, we're looking for those root words, which is kind of what we've been doing all week long, taking those prefixes, those related words. We're training our brains to see and pull apart words so that they make sense as we're reading them. And that's what we're going to do today. We have a sentence here that we're going to go through. We're going to read it. I've got a word that's underlined. We're going to pull apart all of those prefixes and suffixes off of it, talk about what that root word means, because that will help us comprehend the sentence. All right, let's read the sentence together. Magazines and books, the long form of writing, can be completely unthreatened by the internet. Ooh, unthreatened. That's a big word. So let me think about it. Do I see any prefixes on there? Yep. Do I see any endings on there? The ed, yep, that just tells me it happened in the past, so let me take those off. So what is my base word right here? Threaten. Threaten. Ooh, threaten is that's kind of a scary word, right? That would be something where you would feel like there was a risk, but don't fear because we have the prefix un. What did un mean? Not. So it's not threatened. Now, the ed just means it happened in the past, right? So unthreatened. So what does threaten mean? Or unthreatened, I should say, when we put it all back together. Does it mean that it's out of touch or at risk? Or not at risk? You got it. Not at risk. They are unthreatened. So books and magazines are not threatened. They're not at risk from the internet, right? The internet is not threatening them. They're still going to be successful because we love reading them, right? All right. So third grade, it's Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. I just want to say thanks for hanging out with me today as you're getting ready for school. Remember, you are responsible for your learning success. So listen, ask questions, and share your ideas because together we can do so much more. I can't wait to see you back here on Monday so that we can do this all over again. Have a great weekend. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
A brand new day, time to learn and games to play. Learning things is so much fun. Learning is good for everyone.